Hey, Trixie here. So I just want to take a quick moment with you today. I am often asked, Trixie, how is it that people actually achieve their goal versus giving up on their goal? Now, I've run a weight loss program for women for years, and it's a 90-day program, and many times they need to take back-to-back 90-day journeys. But in that 90 days, a lot can happen, and you'll learn so much about yourself. And so just in that program alone, I have watched and I have seen those that make it and those succeed versus those that don't. And I will tell you, I think there's one key thing in that realm that I've learned. Also in my business, I've helped people for 18 years work from home, whether it's side income or full-time income or whatever it is. So I've seen a lot of people come and go. I've seen people follow through on their dreams, and I've seen people give up on their dreams. And lastly, 3 years ago, I ran a marathon. And I think I learned so much by just seeing how people approach their goal and how people went after it. And you know what? Some people didn't finish. And their goal was to finish that race, and they didn't finish. And over and over, I think there's an element, a common thread that has divided the people who actually follow through and make it versus the people who don't make it and end up back at the drawing board. So I wanted to share that with you real briefly today. I think it's the difference between saying, I should do this and I must do this. I should do it. I should lose the weight because I will feel better. I will have more energy. It will be better on my organs and my body. All of those things. I should do it. And I think people start out with the attitude of I will do it, but then that fades because it isn't a must do. But when it becomes a must do, like you don't have any choice whatsoever. What if you sat down with your physician today and he looked you square in the eyes and he said, listen, if you do not take this weight off in 90 days, you will die. Gee, I wonder if the priorities are going to change. I wonder if the attitude is going to change. I wonder if the should is going to turn into a must. That's my thought process when I came towards the end of my marathon. Okay, so I did run a marathon, but you need to know I was dead last, like the last person. They closed the doors behind me. It took me 7 hours. I did have an injury, but still, I had this attitude in my mind that I don't know why, I was going to die if I didn't cross the finish line. I already knew that I couldn't live with myself. And I kept thinking, I'll crawl past that thing before I stop. I'll crawl past it if I have to. And then they told me, well, the doors close 7 hours. You better do more than crawl. So my should turned into a must. And I really believe that's the difference when you set your goals. So take a serious look at what your goals are, and then align your priorities to that goal. Sometimes I hear people say, oh, but Trixie, this is really a priority for me. It's really, really a priority for me. I really want to get it done. I'll say, give me your calendar. Let me see your calendar for the last 30 days. And I will take a look at that calendar. I will tell you what your priorities have been, assuming that you wrote everything down, right? So I can tell you just by your behavior in your last 30 days what your priorities are. If your priorities are your family, or if your priorities are your faith, or if they're your work, or if it's working out, or if it's eating well, you can just tell by your last 30 days. What have you just spent your time on? Your precious time. You see, you can say that they're your priorities all the live long day, but it's not true until you make it true with your actions. So take a look at your goals for this next coming month. I love a new month like this. Happy June, by the way. And you can now take a realistic look at what you plan to do in the month of June. And I try to do it in baby steps. So if my goal is 90-day goal, then I chunk it out and I want to take a look at 1 month at a time. And my charts and my accountability charts and things like that are all due to that 1 month at a time. Well, then I break that down into 1 week at a time and then 1 day at a time. And when you do that, it just becomes much more manageable. I think we're successful by just the small decisions that we make daily. Either they help us or they hurt us. So I want to encourage you to get out there and change your shoulds to a must. Go get them.